Cable Bahamas has been and continues to be a positive shot in the arm for our summer camps. We look forward to it. Without Cable Bahamas, I don't know if we will succeed, because we look forward to the funding and we are very appreciative, particularly the Cable Cares program. We are very appreciative to what they do.
We thank the Cable Cares Foundation, which would have given into this program, and it's going to pay dividends in the long run because each one of these children are affected.
Well, Cable Bahamas Foundation has helped us in a huge way. We are out there looking for all kind of help, and I am so happy that the Cable Foundation didn't decline us based on the economy and what is going on today.
So they've been with us for a long time, and we look for them to be with us for many years to come.
Greg Moss set to form his own political party. What the PLP chairman has to say about that. Obi Wilchcombe says no one can stand against Christie in a PLP convention. Is NHI still on track for its January 1st implementation? Plus another island-wide blackout. We've got those stories and more coming up tonight from Kyle Joaquin and NB12 Stars right now. Once again to NB12. Former Progressive Liberal Party MP Greg Moss has revealed that he is forming a fourth major political party that he believes would provide a viable alternative to the Free National Movement and the PLP in the next general election. The move comes nearly 3 months after the Marco City MP quit the PLP. However, PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts says he's not surprised. Vonnie 2 reports.
Progressive Liberal Party Chairman Bradley Roberts has predicted that Greg Moss's decision to form a fourth political party will be a stillborn exercise. Roberts says while he wishes Moss the best, he suspects the only person joining the former PLP MP's party is Moss himself.
I read in this morning's paper where he says he wants to be prime minister. The only person that I know that starts at the top and goes to the bottom is an undertaker. I believe the only person who's likely to join Moss is Moss himself.
Moss abruptly resigned from the PLP in June, asserting he could not continue with the party as it is presently operating. He revealed yesterday that he is forming a fourth major political party and would like to be prime minister. Moss, who appeared as a guest on the Peace FM talk show Hard Copy with host Steve McKinney, said the country must move away from maximum leaders.
I do not believe in maximum leaders. That is what led to the problem that we're in right now, where we basically set up one individual and basically crowned him king. And that mindset is the beginning of corruption. This idea that you come out and you say, oh, this is what our name is going to be, and I will be leader, and this is the team. And no, that's frankly where the DNA went wrong.
Roberts says he's not surprised Moss decided to form his own party, but dismissed any suggestion it would hurt the PLP in the next general election.
Not in the least. Not in the least.
Why not?
First of all, Greg Moss' record is such, from Bradley Roberts' perspective, that Greg Ross is a loner. And if you ask Mr. Moss to bring his team and stand them behind you, I wonder how many people you will see standing behind him.
Moss did not reveal the name of the new party, but he indicated he intends to lead it into the next general election. He said they are already in talks with lawyers, trade unionists, and pastors as potential candidates.
You will see for the first time, I believe, in decades, a Bahamian candidate of Haitian ancestry. You will see us embracing the multi-dimension of who we are as a people. You will see whites, you will see blacks, you will see women, quite a number of them actually, and you will see strong-minded people.
When asked how open he believes Bahamians would be to another political party, the Marco City MP said it all comes down to credibility and messaging.
The people are beyond just politicking. I'm telling you, the politicians are behind the curve on this one. The people are beyond that. The people are recognizing that politics has very real implications for their lives. And, you know, the song that KB wrote the other day about jokey leaders in a jokey town, that's not just a kind of humorous song. The messaging behind that is that the people are sick and tired of just business as usual entertainment politics. They want substance.
However, Roberts says the PLP is not concerned.
Tell him keep talking. Tell him keep talking. We'll see what he produces at the end of the day.
Reporting for NB12, I'm Vonik Toot.
While he admits there are those in the party who do not support Perry Christie as leader of the PLP, Tourism Minister Obi Wolchcombe suggested no one can stand up against Christie on the convention floor and win. Wolchcombe dismissed Reynard Rigby's plans to run for party leader during the PLP convention in November, asserting that's not going to happen. The West End and Bimini MP, who is also eyeing the leadership post, said while the former PLP chairman has served his party in the past, that's not enough.
I don't think Reynard Rigby is going to advance himself during the convention. He's not been active politically. But nobody's going to deny that he was chairman of the PLP, and as a former chairman of the PLP, you have to give him credit for the fact that he served the party. But whether or not he wants to and able to move into the area of leadership at the moment, I think it requires a bit more involvement. There are those who don't support Mr. Christie. That's their right. But, you know, you can only tell the tale. But can you really stand up against him on the floor of a convention? I don't think so. And one step further, I think Mr. Christie will, as long as he remains, he will enjoy the support of the convention.
Rigby said on Monday he intends to run for leader of the PLP and charged that the country needs fresh leadership with creative ideas and a cadre of leaders who are readily able to identify with the Bahamian people. However, PLP Chairman Bradley Roberts said the attorney does not have a snowball's chance in the sun, asserting he would not hire Rigby to represent his cat. Furthermore, Wolchcombe said Rigby doesn't stand a chance of becoming party leader with no seat in Parliament.
And I think that you're not going to elect a member who's not a member of the House of Assembly. So, you know, if we want to be really serious, we know that doesn't work, because how are you going to represent when you're not sitting in the House of Assembly? And you are going to call a by-election at the end? You can't do that. So that's not going to happen.
Nominations will take place on the first day of the PLP's convention, which is set for the first week of November. It is unclear whether Prime Minister Perry Christie intends to seek re-election. Wolchcombe and Deputy Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis have said they would only run if Christie decides to step down. The tourism minister says that hasn't changed, insisting he doesn't mind if he loses political ground as a result.
That's the price you pay for loyalty. And at the end of the day, I believe there's value to loyalty. And things happen for reasons and purposes. So my view has always been that Mr. Christie is serving. He was elected by the convention of our party. God decides who leaders are going to be. He moves them when time's finished. He will make his decision. But in the meantime, we have a responsibility to support our leader, support his positions in government, to ensure that we are carrying the country forward. And at the moment, I believe Mr. Christie is doing a wonderful job.
Well, residents of New Providence experienced another island-wide power outage today around 2:30 p.m. According to Arnett Ingram, communications manager at the Bahamas Electricity Corporation, power restoration began just before 4 p.m. The exact cause of the outage is still unknown and is still being investigated. BEC anticipates 75% of its customers will be restored by 8 p.m. All over the city this afternoon, traffic was backed up at traffic lights as motorists tried to maneuver their way across intersections. Crews are currently working to have power fully restored to the island as soon as possible. While admitting that the government's proposed National Health Insurance Plan is behind schedule, Health Minister Dr. Perry Gomez today insisted that the government will meet its phased implementation goal of January 1st, 2016, with the majority of stakeholders on board. Simone Davis reports.
During a press conference at the Ministry of Health, Gomez was asked if the government had to date achieved the benchmarks outlined by its NHI consultant, Sanages International, and whether NHI's implementation process was on schedule.
We're probably a little behind, but we'll catch up.
During the 2012 general election, Gomez had pledged that if the Progressive Liberal Party won, it would implement NHI in the first year in office. Sanchez submitted a report to the government in September 2014, indicating that the Christie administration had not met several key targets necessary to make the introduction of NHI on January 1st doable, among other things. Under the consultant's potential phased implementation of universal health care, Sanchez and the government hope to finalize NHI's vital benefit package last month before finalizing the cost of the package this month. While Gomez did not speak to the VBP or its cost, the minister outlined the immediate steps the public will have to take come January.
The whole period of from January through June next year is process. We begin with registration of the population in January 1st. And where the population must be registered and choose who will be their physician. That's going to be something new to people have their own physicians and to some extent, but to go about it systematically for the thousands of people who have not done something like that. Everybody has to get a medical home, and so that you know where you can go at any time to get services, and you will be in the system. They will have you, and it will be at no cost to you.
The Bahamas Insurance Association criticized the Ministry of Health and Sanchez in recent weeks over an alleged lack of industry consultation. The BIA has also expressed concern over the proposed cost of NHI and the government's plans for funding NHI's programs. While Sanchez presented the government with several NHI schemes ranging in cost from $362 million to $633 million annually, the BIA put the annual cost at around $1 billion.
We are committed to continuing the dialogue and to bring focus to the areas where we may not be as close as we like to be. And I am confident, the Minister is confident, and the leadership in health are confident that once we continue the dialogue, we will achieve the better quality of health care for the Bahamian people. That's what it's about. And if that is our focus, we will be just all right.
Reporting for NB12, I'm Simone Davis.
The company that was at the center of last year's letter of intent controversy says it's ready to roll on plans for its proposed waste-to-energy plant, which could help lower energy costs. At a press conference this morning, Stellar Waste-to-Energy Chief Operating Officer J.P. Mickelson also talked about that LOI scandal, which he says still affects the company to this day. Dana Smith reports.
Mickelson said government's proposed 40% reduction in the cost of electricity is totally possible, and his company's waste-to-energy plant could assist in that regard. The COO also addressed that infamous letter of intent, explaining that controversy is still costing the company today, and he wishes the company never got it in the first place.
It didn't help us, this entire LOI thing. As a matter of fact, I wish we never got it.
Stellar Energy grabbed headlines after it was revealed. Then Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Works, Renward Wells, signed a $600 million letter of intent last July without cabinet approval. The LOI sparked widespread controversy, and after months of silence, Wells took responsibility for his actions, explaining he did it for the good.
It has cost us over $1 million, and frankly, it's costing us again still today, every day, because the process is so long and was prolonged by this entire black spot that it has cost us a lot more money to get to the point. We have expenses too.
But that LOI has since expired, and Mickelson said the company is ready to move on.
It's not because you fall down or you have a little setback that you're going to give up on something that could help so many. It's just not done, not from where we're sitting. And thank God that our partners, especially our finance people, our investors, are seeing it the same way. It would have been a real shame to lose $600 million committed in investor money right now just because one little piece of paper that was not the right piece of paper. Let me rephrase that. Not the right signature on that piece of paper.
Stellar Energy has plans for a multi-million-dollar waste-to-energy plant, which Mickelson said could generate as much as 40 megawatts within 18 months of operation. And according to Mickelson, the plant could help government meet its ambitious goal to reduce the cost of electricity.
It is totally possible. I know that the DPM made that comment, and some people put a question mark behind that. But if you're really truly looking at what energy reform is all about and where we are today, yes, it's not a stretch. It's definitely not a far stretch to bring the cost of power down by 40%.
Power Secure's Chief Revenue Officer Ronnie Brainen said in July the Deputy Prime Minister's expectation of a 40% reduction in the cost of electricity compared to 2012 rates is theoretically tenable, noting the company is still working on a business plan outlining its proposed reform for the Bahamas Electricity Corporation.
I don't think we're going to get an immediate 40% reduction. It's going to be staggered depending on what Power Secure is bringing online and when. Now, if you would ask me the question, can that be achieved only by using fossil fuel? I don't think so. I don't think it would be a real stretch to go that route. But that's why I said energy reform will include renewables and hybrids to bring the cost down by 40%. But it's definitely possible.
Mickelson said everyone is ready to roll and technical partners can be mobilized within 3 weeks. Stellar is waiting for approval to access the landfill so the company can conduct necessary tests. In addition to that, the company needs to secure approval from the Bahamas Investment Authority. Reporting for NB12, I'm Dana Smith.
When NB12 returns, 6 teens arrested over violent videos posted on social media. Stay tuned.